How's it going, everybody? So it was June 1987. My parents took me, a 3-year-old, to see ZZ Top. I'm in the middle of the aisles. I don't see anybody doing that right now, but I'm in the middle of the aisles, dancing around, blanket in one hand, bottle in the other, losing my mind. And they notice it. Next thing I know, there's a spotlight on me. They came down off the stage. They said, "This little kid has more energy than anyone we've seen on this entire tour. We're going to dedicate this next song to them." And they broke into legs, which ended up being the rock gods blessing me, because I didn't realize it at the time, but that would shape the entire future of my life. Flash forward to just a few days later, I'm in the back of my dad's Firebird, T-top. It's a perfect day. As perfect as a day can be for a 3-year-old, right? Full belly, empty diaper. And I hear "Pour Some Sugar on Me" on the radio. When that happened, I'll never forget. I'm sitting in the car seat with a blue plastic guitar, beating on it, imagining that I'm the one making the sound come out of the stereo. We always have these dreams of what we want to do when we grow up, and mine, at that moment, was to stand on a stage like this, in front of a crowd like that, and have them listen to what I had to say, that I would be the one performing. And even as I traveled through life as a very weird kid, and I'm not joking when I tell you, I was a very odd duck. I talked a lot. I didn't have many friends, talked mostly to myself, and again, check out the mullet. I was a weird kid. So it was hard to make friends. I grew up in a very conservative religious community with a dad who was a biker and a mom who painted cars for a living. Unheard of. Again, I started to dive into things that I found interesting: horror movies, heavy metal, rock and roll, spending time with my friends, just doing silly stuff like dumping soda all over my head, because that's what we decided to do. When I was a teenager, I was introduced to horror hip-hop, also known as horrorcore. And again, coming from a very conservative religious neighborhood, that stuck out. And even though everybody said, stop going against the grain, be normal, it brought me to the stage. It brought me on tour, because I never believed for a second that that wouldn't be my destiny. Despite everything that I was told, I found myself in a scary mask, traveling around the United States, telling people scary stories. But all through it, I remained myself. I spent a lot of time working with other artists, having a really good time, and suddenly I was presented with an opportunity. I make horror music, but I was approached to write a song for a short film documentary that ended up winning an Emmy for musical composition and arrangement in 2012. Thank you, guys. To this day, it was the single greatest thing that I've done. Even now, having evolved, after a short hiatus and break from music, I took the mask off. I felt comfortable in my skin on a stage because I always stayed true to myself. I made sure that if I was wanting to do something, I believed that it had already happened. I lived with the faith that the thing that I wanted had already taken place. Now, I stand on a stage there and here to tell you guys that has made the complete difference in my life. Being authentic, believing in what I wanted to do, and making choices for myself. Thank you so much.